investors around you, right?
Sir, you said that startups can give doctors some lessons as well. Can we charge them for it or?
No,
Doctors don't
doctors
pay.
don't give money.
The take-home message from this evening is
Doctors don't
doctors
give money.
don't pay. Please remember that. Right?
I think Anurag should have put a slide size of his previous size and now size when he is used it. Over to the next.
So this is open Medev, right?
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Deval Karya. I'm from the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And we are a bit early stage than what you've seen so far, but nevertheless, we feel what we have to offer is something promising. So I am the co-founder of OpenMedDev, and what we are offering is the InsuFlow pump, which is an affordable insulin pump for type 1 diabetic patients in resource-constrained settings. My professor, Dr. Manish Arora, and I are the co-founders of the project. And our team is small yet well-rounded. We have an electronics lead and a regulatory affairs lead, and we're looking to expand that further. We've set up partnerships with small MSME manufacturers to help us scale the technological development. Coming to the clinical need aspect, I'll just briefly cover it. Everyone's aware of the burden of type 1 diabetes. And it is a chronic condition which requires patients to be administered insulin throughout their life. And insulin pumps and to the extent insulin pumps plus CGM forming an AP are the gold standard for management of type 1 diabetes. But in countries like India, where cost is a primary withholding factor, this has become a bottleneck. So as per the latest Diabetes Atlas, right now there are 2.3 lakh patients that have been identified in India with type 1 diabetes. I'm sure the number must be much higher than this. And only less than 2% is the penetration in terms of insulin pump adoption. And despite this, the market right now is more than 80 crore rupees. And what we've seen increasingly through a lot of research papers is that a small percentage of type 2 diabetic patients will also be eventually recommended to adopt insulin pumps. Now, coming to what makes our pump different and what makes it novel, most pumps actually work on the syringe pump principle. There's a simple screw and nut that pushes a plunger and you deliver a drug. Now, what happens is the way you push that screw forward, that makes it very expensive. Those are miniature motors. What we tried to do is through our novel mechanism, we made the entire system actuator agnostic. So I can use a 300 rupee toy motor and give you the same accuracy, or I can use a 20,000 rupee high-end medical grade motor and give you the same accuracy. I can go even further and yet guarantee you the same accuracy of delivery. And the other key novel aspect of our device is that we are compatible, or we are working towards making it compatible with the open source artificial pancreas ecosystem. We've followed all industry standard design documentation, quality management systems, risk management systems, and our accuracy results have been recently published in the Journal of Diabetes Science and Technology, and we are at par, if not better, with commercially available devices. These are some photographs of our earlier device prototype. Coming to the pump in numbers, right now our BOM cost without the economies of scale is roughly 30,000 rupees. And obviously it may vary a bit once we develop and improve the TRL levels. But compare this to the base level models that Medtronic is now offering, which is 3.6 lakh rupees. And it only includes...
so that's the new one, 680. What you're talking about is the earlier models.
And the other key advantage that we offer is the compatibility with the open source existing artificial pancreas ecosystem.
They were all believers here in the pump therapy. So I think that part of it done. Let's make your pitch. What do you really look forward?
Yes, so looking at the competitive landscape right now, Medtronic is the only player in the market. It's a monopoly. And even in the Western markets, despite a lot of options being there, the high cost of a pump is one of the major withholding factors to adoption. And we see tremendous market potential at this moment in India because of increasing awareness, rising number of patients, and lack of options being the primary drivers. So coming to our business model, at the moment, the novel mechanism that we have, we intend to license parts of it for use in other geographies where we are not interested in jumping in. But for the Indian market, we wish to work with larger players and take the device to market with them. We also intend to make parts of a device, top-level device data open source so that the open source community can test, iterate, and point out flaws in the device. And this mechanism that we've developed also helps us bring in other drug delivery systems that can have applications in other clinical areas.
I think time.
Right, so last slide. So at this point, I just want to reiterate the clinical need we are trying to solve, which is to ensure that treatment that is needed for the patients is not withheld because of costs.
So I think.
Deval, congratulations. I think I follow you very closely.
Thank you, sir.
I also sit on the board of directors of IDF, and IDF would like to support you.
Thank you so much.
So I would push a case in Brussels to get you boarded because I hate monopoly. The cost of pump is completely prohibitive for mass people, and unfortunately, India has become the type 1 diabetes capital of the world.
Yes, sir.
And the numbers are exploding exponentially. It's not just diagnosis; it's actually the de novo disease going up here. And there are 7-8 geographies. If you see the IDF Atlas, and the new one is just going to come out now.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is something which, personally as well as at IDF, I would be happy to partner and pitch with you.
Absolutely.
And I would like to get you more entrepreneurs involved because type 1 diabetes is an unmet need.
Yes.
And I think this cost-breaking thing is, we are very proud of your work. Get it validated. Whatever help you need, we are willing to work for you pro bono.
Thank you so much.
So brilliant product, you know, let me appreciate this product, your brilliant product.
Thank you so much, sir.
You know, only have one question.
Yes, sir.
Is the design patent you have? You have patent?
It's a patent, yes. So it is currently with our institute because it was my master's thesis project. So yes, but we have patents filed for our inventions.
And then roughly, can you tell me about your gross margin per pump?
So
Approx?
I don't have estimates of how much it would cost to manufacture it, but the number I'm quoting of 30,000 rupees INR of BOM is without economies of scale. So we expect that to be even more optimized.
See, you seemingly have a winner. Now, do you really need to express your interest or intention on a platform? I'm
Do you
sure
really need the
there are
money
so
is what
many.
he's
There are so many big players in the pharma industry. I'm sure many of them would directly like to work with you and participate. You don't need this. It's a big ticket item you have.
But have you ever done a clinical trial? Tested the device in human beings?
No, sir, not yet. So to give you a brief idea of the timeline, so far we have tested only in lab as per all IEC testing standards, and we found that results to be accurate. We have an animal trial planned very soon.
Yeah, why I'm asking you is
Yes,
among all the medical devices used by patients, insulin pumps are resulting in maximum number of deaths
Yes.
due to errors.
Yes.
So we need to test and make sure that this is safe.
Absolutely, sir.
Because many people have innovated and they have failed in insulin pumps. So the first thing you have to do is you have to test it in animals and then in humans.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are
Very
going with
essential.
all.
Devan, I think you have a wonderful product. Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you, sir.
So we would like to work with you on this.
Sure. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have the shark. What we would also like to announce is.
So many of you are interested to work with him. I know it is the doctors, industrialists, pharma industry people, and he has really a unique product. But one thing I would like to, oh yes, from many of them from audience also. That's great. So big round of applause for Deval. One thing I would like to hear announced from DTech. Every year there is a advanced technology and therapeutics meeting, a TTD meeting at Europe. This year it is at Berlin, and he wants to go, and from DTech we will support his travel grant and his stay for ATTD. So that's what we can do, as he has to show Indian products at an international platform, and that is what we wish for, and we want him to go in Europe, and we from Diabetes Technology, everybody of us, would like to also be partner with him.
So DTech as an organization is also announcing support for Deval's product, and we would invest as well
We
as
will
we move
invest
ahead.
as well.
Right? Okay. And then, yeah.
Go and show his product at European and American platform. That's very important. That's reason this year the travel grant will be given from us.
Thank you. Wonderful. So everybody is excited. The sharks are excited.
Let's bring
Are
on
the-
7 Sugar on stage, please. 7 Sugar, come on stage.
Are the sharks hungry for the startups or for food? I think we have 2 more to go.
मनोज, ये इससे पहले अनुराग ने तो मेरा बैंक बैलेंस खत्म कर दिया यार.
Is-
बोले डॉक्टर से नहीं लेंगे, दोनों ने ले लिया.